It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the And I'm Rob or Warshack, whatever one of those you want to call me works, and we are going to be playing Renolock. Very excited to be making this deck guide. We're actually already in a win streak right now, so hopefully we won't lose, which shows that this deck it actually works. When Reno was first released and we kind of did the video card guide describing what to expect with him, I really didn't have high hopes. I was like, oh, one card, building a one only deck really didn't seem like it would work, but it actually does, and its success rate's been pretty high, and it takes people off edge. Like, you cannot play around Reno. There's no, counter to it. You just play it, and that's what it is. So from here, we're going to mulligan this entire hand. I really don't find a reason to keep any of these guys in the hand. Normally, maybe if you have like a Void Caller and Mal'Ganis, you might keep Mal'Ganis, just the fact that if they kill the Void Caller, he'll come out. But the fact that we do not have Void Caller, there's really no point to keep him in this situation. Also, the deck list is extremely large on the right-hand side. I am aware of this, and that is because it is a one-only deck. So I'm sorry if it's hard to see. If you would like, you have any questions about that, or if you can't see a particular card, like what are all the 4-drops or whatnot, feel free to leave that in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to describe it to you if you can't see it or it's hard to see. But for the most part, you should be able to just full screen it. So heading into the game here, I kind of just wanted to explain that before I started the game, because I know that's going to be a complaint, is it's too hard to see, Warshack. And I'll be like, oh, buddy, I'm here for you. So Dark Peddler is a nice card to have off the top. It allows us to pick into 1-drop, which is normally like Power Overwhelming, Void Caller, Corruption, Abusive Sergeant. There's numerous 1-drops that come in super handy when you play Dark Peddler. I wish I could play 2 of them. I thought about playing 2 just because of how good he is, but for the most part in this deck, just running 1 of pretty much everything seemed to be the most beneficial way to run Reno, because let's say you are playing against a rush deck, he's got you down to almost lethal on turn 5 through like 7, and you have 2 of the same cards in the Reno and you have 2 of the same cards in the deck, and you aren't able to draw into those. Like when I was playing Reno Paladin, I actually was running 2 muster for battles, and it actually cost me quite a few games because I just couldn't. I had Reno in my hand, but I couldn't draw into the other muster for battle. So in this situation, I really don't find, we could passive, but that'd just be dumb. I don't find a reason not to play the Dark Peddler. The only problem is we don't know what card to pick once the Dark Peddler comes out, due to the fact that we're not sure what kind of shaman this guy's running. So we'll play him, and we'll kind of just pick the best card possible. I think Mortal Coil is probably our best bet here. But first, yeah, I think Mortal Coil. I was going to make a whole bunch of coins fly everywhere. I was going to be like, we need value first, but we'll do the coins after this next one. So you played the Haunted Creeper, which is pretty standard in a Shaman deck due to the Flame Tongue Totem. It can buff them up. So I think we're going to passive, see what we can get after that, swing into the Haunted Creeper just to pop it because of the Knife Juggler value. The Shaman can get off of that. And then we'll use our Mortal Coil to kill one of the 1/1s. So worst case scenario, he uses one of his other little 1/1 spiders to kill our 2/1. But then we also have Imp Implosion the following turn if he ends up playing a creature. So I think this is fine to kill it off. And also, like I said, if he does play Knife Juggler, it kind of gets make sure the Knife Juggler doesn't make favorable trades with the Dark Peddler. So we'll see what we draw into. We already have Reno Jackson, which is nice. We're not really scared of being bursted down whatsoever. So if he is playing like an early game kind of shaman, we're in a position of greatness. We are running 2 Molten Giants, if you see that. I forgot to mention that. Also, before even I mentioned that, oh, ouch, he played a 5/6, okay. Okay, so there's 2 things I need to mention, but what do we do here? I think we just play the Shredder and call it a day, because if we Imp Implosion, we take it down. If Imp Implosion for 2 would be devastating, but at least the Shredder, if he attacks into it, brings that guy down to 2 HP, and it puts another card on the board. And then if we can Imp Implosion that, hopefully, and then whatever card comes out of the Shredder, we'll be able to trade with the Fire Guard Destroyer. So he used his passive, which gives him a healing totem, which is pretty bad. If he, oh god, this couldn't be any worse. So not only is he only going to be able to kill my Shredder, nothing's going to come out. He's actually going to be able to heal up. So as long as our Imp Implosion does 3 damage to this Fire Guard Destroyer, that'd be fine. We also could Hellfire, but I'm hoping it just does the 3 damage here. Okay, 3 or 4 damage would have been fine. Okay, so, no. For those of you who are new and you're watching this, we're going to play 3 ranked games with this Renolock. We're already win streaks in, so hopefully we don't lose. It'll actually give us a decent amount of stars, and hopefully we'll make it to rank 6. Beyond that, The Emperor value seems to be astonishing here. We'll kill off the healing totem and swing directly. Hopefully he doesn't have like a lightning storm or something. That'd be pretty bad, but we'll hope. And then from there, we answered that question. And then the Molten Giant, we're running 2 of these. So like I said, you can kind of maybe sometimes possibly in the bad circumstance you get bogged down due to the having 2 Moltens, but for the most part you always draw one, and then when you're using Reno you're normally low health anyway. So when you use the Reno, okay, so I'm thinking attack 1 imp into each Azure Drake, swing the other imp to face, and then we Hellfire, and then we play our Shield Master. Yeah. Okay. Do this, swing directly, Hellfire, big games, and we'll use the Shield Master, the value. Okay, so, yeah, so normally when you play the Reno, you're low health and you're looking to buff up anyway, and if you have a Molten Giant in your hand, you're going to play those prior to playing Reno, obviously, but for the most part, the Moltens are going to cost anywhere between 1 mana and like 2, hopefully, if you played them right, so definitely, that's why you're running 2 Moltens. You can actually run 1, that's fine too, but I just prefer to run 2 because just as long as one of them is in your hand, it's all good. It's just having both in the deck is bad. So from here, Dr. Boom is a play there, but yeah, I don't see a reason not to, and we'll kill off the Spell Power Totem. So Dr. Boom for 6 mana, you can't really get any better than that. The reason I passive was to see if I could get something maybe that might have helped me out a little bit better versus him. A Shadow Flame would be nice, because then I could Shadow Flame the Sylvanas. So anytime Shadow Flame comes up, that'd be great with her. And then also we passive, so our Molten Giant will be able to use that sometime sooner, because playing Reno and the Molten Giants is like a vital part of this deck. So there's the other Molten Giant, so we're good on those now. So if he ends up getting us low whatsoever, we double Molten Reno back to full. So he has to deal with 2 8/8, a 4/6, and yeah, full health again. So killing off his Dr. Boom with a Big Game Hunter is pretty standard there. From here, we're going to passive, see what we get. The Mortal Coil is very helpful. So we're going to probably swing... how we want to deal with that Fire Guard Destroyer. I don't think we do. And then we're going to swing face with bombs, and then we're going to Mortal Coil one of his bombs. Let's see where it goes. To the boom. Okay, that's fine. And then Warp Hand is good. So next turn, Lothab and pushing lethal. I really don't see any. I mean, what could this shaman do? I guess he could totem into like a double lightning storm, clear field. Yeah, that would do it. That'd be very unfortunate. But then he would just go face, hit me for potentially 5 damage, and then we could just Reno and then double Molten, and that would be pretty bad for him. So I think when we're in a situation like this, it's pretty okay. I'm not really worried whatsoever. He also hasn't really played anything too huge. I mean, he did boom, but we were lucky with the BGH. And if not, we could have soul siphoned it. Either way would have worked. But getting value out of the BGH is pretty important. Putting a creature on the board is also great. But making us prone to lightning, lightning storm is pretty bad. So I think that might be coming. He has 3 mana left. One would think he would have already used it, though. Where does the bomb go? Hits the other bomb. This bomb goes to his healing totem. Hits for 4. It would have been great if it hit this fire guard. So now he lightning storms, which is a really... Why did he lightning storm now and not prior? To see what, like, you know, everything hit first. So both bombs hit for 4, but I wish it would have hit the fire guard destroyer for 4, because now there's really no way to get rid of this fire guard destroyer efficiently. That is. And I'm at 17 health, and if I leave it alive, I'm at... Yeah, I think we just Siphon Soul it. Or we could Heal Bot. But if we Heal Bot, we're looking for another 4-drop. Or we could Loatheb, and then he wouldn't be able to burst us down with spells. But we don't want to heal up, because we're in Giant range. And we play a Giant, it just could get hexed. But yeah, we're at 15 health, and if he has any sort of spells, which he hasn't done a whole lot, which makes me think he does have spells in his hand that could potentially burst me down. So it may not be worth risking it. I know if I was going against a Druid, I would just Soul Siphon and get out of combo range. But we're not playing a Druid, we're playing a Shaman. But the burst potential is still there. I think we just Soul Siphon and be safe. It does make it harder for us to play the Molten Giants, but I think it's the safer play here. Because, I mean, we could have easily played a creature. Like, I guess we could have played Loatheb and then even... No. Because Doomhammer, yeah, I was thinking Doomhammer and then Rockbiter Weapon, which is 10 damage, and that would have been game. But he wouldn't have been able to play Rockbiter if I played Loatheb. And it could have saved my Soul Siphon. So I guess I could have Loatheb there. That was a different play I could have done. Okay, so from here, I do not think he's going to burst me down. Even if it does, that's not fine, but he won't be able to. So I think we could Loatheb and then play the Stalag, I think is, yeah, Stalag. And end our turn here. I don't find a reason not to. It's not like he can burst me down like again with spells because we have the Loatheb out. The following turn, if he goes face, if he's greedy right now and goes face and thinks like we have no potential to come back, we just double Molten Reno Jackson and pretty much just say, hey, how you doing? And unfortunately with the Renolock deck, this deck does, you know, take... The games are a bit longer because for the most part in the beginning of the game you're trying to stabilize, draw into the Reno, draw into the Molten so you know you're safe. From there you're kind of trying to pick up some of your favorable 5-drops and 6-drops, definitely your Mal'Ganis and Lord Draxus, and then from there you just kind of stabilize the field, heal yourself back up, and then you're able to make value trades. But the beginning with the Renolock is quite questionable sometimes. So he got a little greedy there, he went face, and he doesn't really see this coming. The fact that he used one chain line, he hasn't used any hexes though, but he has no ability to clear field. So I think we just double Molten, we Reno Jackson to be safe, and then we just play cards. Yeah. I don't really see a reason why this would be a bad play. And now we Reno. And I guess we made a mistake here because we could have used our passive. That would have been better. Fuck. But anyway, we Dark Bomb one of these guys, get him out of the way. We swing into the 2-3 with this, and then we swing into the 3-4 with our Stalag. So yeah, I guess I should have definitely I definitely should have used our passive prior to Reno. That was pretty dumb. Again, I'm fairly new to this deck, so Reno just came out, what, 2 weeks ago? So I haven't played this deck for 2 weeks by any means. I've only played it for a few days now. I've tweaked it how I think it needs to be tweaked. Normally, I kind of spend a little bit longer on these deck guides to kind of build the deck accordingly, but because there's only there's so many different variants of this deck, it's hard, there's no best one by any means. This is just my variant of this deck. I'm sure there's, you know, slight modifications. I think Firebat runs 2 Molten Giants and Molten Giants, and his double Molten Giants are very common. And then, you know, some of them run the Defender of Argus. I don't run a Defender of Argus, so it's all just up to you. It's pretty much up to preference, but like the main portion is to have like try to fill up the slots as the best of those drops. So obviously Shredder is the best of the 4 drops. Void Caller is definitely a great 4-drop for demons. You know what I mean? Shadow Flame is a great 4-drop. So you just try to fill in most of the brackets with the best of those cards. And it looks like he conceded. I mean, I really didn't see a comeback coming from him there. I mean, he was able to successfully deal with 1-8-8, but I don't see him being able to deal with, like, we still had Draxus, Sylvanas, an 8-8 on field along with Reno Jackson. Not that he's a huge character to deal with, but he's still a 4-6. You know, the shamans don't really have like a flame strike like mages do. They've got their lightning storms, and then they've got, what is it? Elemental Destruction, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't running that. That's not a very common card you'd run, but it will come out of Jeweled Scarab, by the way. I got lucky using that combo earlier today. Got an Elemental Destruction out of my Jeweled Scarab, which is very, very nice. So, definitely getting rid of I'm pretty sure this entire hand. I normally would keep Mortal Coil if I was maybe going against a Hunter, but against a Priest, you always can expect them to be playing the Northshire Cleric and or Twilight Drake on turn 1 or 2. So being able to deal that 1 extra damage to draw a card, really not that great early on. We're looking for those creatures, which we were able to draw into our Scarab, which will give us a 3-drop, which is really nice because we currently do not have a 3-drop. So we're going to end our turn. We're going to save coin. We could have coined out the Jeweled Scarab, then still we wouldn't be able to play the 3-drop because we'd have to wait a turn. So I think just holding on to coin here is vital. And then he did play Northshire Cleric, which we kind of called, and there's the Mortal Coil, which we put back. Even though I know he's just going to attack in with his Northshire Cleric and heal to draw a card, I think bringing this out to be able to play a 3-drop is crucial. Shadow Bolt, I believe, is the better card in this situation. Fetching Coach is nice. It is a 3-drop that allows us to use our passive for free, but the fact that it's a 2/2 makes it, you know, bait again for his Northshire Cleric to heal up. So he's swinging into our Scarab. So he can actually heal his cleric or play a card, and it looks like he's being greedy, and he played a cultist, which is kind of shocking. Normally, you always find that priest will heal. I guess he wants to put a body on the board, which makes it easier for us. So now we're just going to coin and use our Imp Implosion. We could, in fact, use our Imp Implosion on his 3-4 and hope that it hits 4, but that'd be stupid because it would give the health to Northshire. So I hit the Northshire knowing now that he will not be able to deal with all of these 1/1s, and he no longer has the potential to draw any cards. And we also have a Shadow Bolt in our hand, which can take care of the Dark Cultist. So he's going to kill off a 1/1, which is good for him. Probably heal that one. Yeah, there he goes. So he heals it up. And then from here, I don't find a reason why we shouldn't use our... We could actually put our Shredder on the board. But then that would be counterproductive, because then you just kill off his 3-4, buff up the 2-3 to a 2-6, and you just start killing off my 1/1s. Or we can swing 2 1/1s into the little dragon, use our Immortal Coil into it, see what we draw, then Shadow Bolt the 3-4, and then we still have 1/1/1 on the board. And then we're going to potentially be able to play our 4-drop next turn, and if we can draw into a 1-drop, or, you know, just something that we'll be able to use instead of what we currently have, because we don't have any great 5-drops. Okay, so Zombie Chow. Wow, that worked out really nicely. I was just hoping for a 5-drop or a 1-drop. So we're going to swing for 1, and the reason I did it in that particular order was the fact that the Dark Cultist, I did not want it giving anything that plus 3 HP. It seems like it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's just plus 3 HP, but it's just something I don't want to deal with. So from here, we're going to play Shredder in a Zombie Chow. This is a great start for us. We have a huge hand, considering he only has 4 cards in his. Even though we've done Reno, this is just fantastic. We're able to draw Reno and swing for 1. So I really don't see what this priest is going to do. I mean, he could Light Bomb, I guess. It would kill off, you know, the 1/1 in my 4-3, and it would kill off his 3-2 unless he popped the Shredder first, and then it would pretty much clear. Okay, so he just gave up. All right, well, that's game number 2. Sorry the game didn't really go a lot longer than it should, but our win streak bonus is still going strong. Rank 6, let's keep it going. So normally I would just play another game after this and play actually 4 games because he conceded and we really didn't get to see that much. But I'm kind of running low on time at the moment, considering we've already been on our win streak and I've been, you know, tweaking this deck for a while now. And so I just kind of want to knock out this video. So I'm sorry if, you know, the 3 wins was shorter in this video than most, but, you know. I have a lot of videos planned out for you guys, and I don't want to take away from them. 3 wins is 3 wins, especially ones that we're already on a win streak with. So if we can finish off this 3rd game, already winning 3 games prior to making this video, I think that really shows the potential of this deck. So we're going to get rid of pretty much everything in our hand. We're looking for 1-drops, 2-drops, and 3-drops we could potentially use right off the bat. So Dark Peddler, great card. We got our Molten Giant, which means if we draw into Reno, we can use him. We don't really have to wait for the Giants anymore, because normally if you draw into Reno, again, because there's 2 Molten Giants in the deck, we have to wait. I've seen a lot of players so far play Reno and not, you know, calculate how many of each card they have, and they do not get the plus 30 ability. And they might do it just because they're going to die anyway, but at the same time, you never know what you're going to draw. Even if you can survive 1 more turn by making, you know, a not-so-value play, but then draw the card you need, it kind of makes up for it. So again, here, I believe we're going to play the Dark Peddler, even though I know he's going to smack it into the face and heal it up. But, you know, them having a lot of cards really isn't that big of a deal when we're playing Renolock. So I think Abusive Sergeant is the better card to pick here. But we're gonna check out the value real quick. All right. So this gold is telling me that Abusive Sergeant, I believe, is the card. I think that's what the value is telling me here. All this money is getting me excited. It's just like the gold tells me what to do. And the gold says, Abusive Sergeant! So, coining into, I swear to God, if he plays Dark Cultist, I was going to say this is a like the same game as last time. So he played the Blackwing Technician, okay. So he's playing Dragon Priest, a cookie cutter motherfucking deck. So he's going to go face, alright. Fuck drawing cards, fuck value plays. Gotta go face as a priest, obviously. So we do not have a value 3-drop, so seeing what we can draw into, obviously nothing. Using our Abusive Sergeant to power up our Peddler to kill off the Northshire, so we cannot draw any more cards. Cutting off draw potential for the priest is very, very good, because it allows... Priest only normally is able to draw from the Northshire. They make value plays from that. Power Word Shield also cycles a card, so that's very nice. But for the most part, the priest, once you run out of cards, there's really no going back. Unless you know, can save the Northshire and make, you know, draw a couple cards from it. But he wasted his off the bat and didn't really draw anything. And he was able to draw into the dragon with that power ward shield. So, lucky him. Okay, so it looks like we're passive. We got a Jeweled Scarab. Awesome. Let's see what we get. Ooh, Imp Gang Boss or Shadow Bolt. Let's see what the money says. The money is telling me Shadow Bolt. Let me make sure. Yep, definitely said Shadow Bolt. You just gotta watch the money, guys. You gotta see how it falls. You gotta really understand what the coins are saying. You can't possibly play this deck correctly without understanding the Jeweled Scarab and what the money's telling you. It could be just my, you know, me being a Jew, but I still think the point stands. Sorry. Not related to the game at all, but is value. It is value. Okay, so going on turn 5, we really don't have anything fantastic to play. We can play a creature. Someone is calling me. My dad. Sorry, Dad. I will call you after this game. This is value. Oh, God, things are falling. Oh, God. All right, so we're gonna make this play, and then I'm gonna fix whatever just fell. So, do we play a card or do we just kill his field? Do we play a creature or do we kill his field? I think we loath him. Then he can't Holy Nova, and I don't think priests have any great 5-drops. So I don't see a reason not to loath him. Because if we play the Stalag, he can. Alright, yeah, I think loath him, like I said, and just end turn. He can't play a spell. So all he can possibly do is obviously kill off the Dark Peddler, and then heal. But I need to fix my light. Oh God, my light. Okay, sorry guys. I'm sorry. I'm fixing it. It's been fixed. Alright, what has he done? Okay, he killed that creature, and if he heals it, he will do exactly what I thought he would do. My father's like, Robin never answers his phone. Fucking son does bullshit. Fuck shit. God, Rob, I need to call you immediately. Okay, so Mortal Coiling, that definitely gonna see what we can draw into. 5-drop, no. The Iron Beak will definitely be useful, so we want to wait till he like Velen's Chosen's or something. Normally, he did power ward it, but I think we need to wait. Can't play Boom. We'll throw down Thad, and then we'll just swing into his 2/6, make him have to heal it, and get some damage in. And by damage, I mean to his creature, not to his face. We're actually, we play this deck very value-oriented. It's not really, if you have the option, you know, kill a creature and get board control, or go face, kill a creature. So there's the Velen's. That's nice. So now our Iron Beak Owl now has the potential to make a very value play. So we're going to turn that thing into a 2/4, and then the thing it's a 2/1. So I guess we could Shadow Bolt it, but that'd be kind of dumb. Shadow Ward Death. So we got rid of a Shadow Ward Death on our 7/4 that we needed that anyway to summon the Great Thaddeus. So, man, it has 5 HP and we don't have a coil to bring it down. So I really don't find there a reason not to Iron Beak and Shadow Bolt that. And then from there, that would be 5 mana, so we'd need 2 more. So I guess we could passive, or we could just play Boom. Get passive to see what we get. But either way, we have to Iron Beak and Shadow Bolt that. So yeah, passive. Into the Shredder. So we're going to go with the original plan of taking care of that card, and then we have no mana left over. So I guess he can heal the Drake, kill the Iron Beak. He has 5 mana left, and he didn't have a 5 mana creature to play before. All he did was heal that turn. He also Velen, so unless he has like a spell and a heal. So he's going to go face. Please don't tell me he's going to go face and play a 7-drop, you greedy motherfucker.
I have no time.
Sylvanas. Oh man, this is great, dude. Okay, so we're gonna obviously kill off his dragon with our Iron Beak, and then we're just gonna. I just see a Siphon Soul onto the Sylvanas. I really don't see a reason not to. And then we don't have any 2 mana card to play, and we can't use our passive. And then, yeah, this is the way of the warrior. And then we can passive. So I guess we could have passived before, just to see what we drew. But either way, we're Siphoning Soul. So it's his 5 cards to what looks like my 9. That's good. So we're 4 cards ahead. So we played Emperor. That card, there's no way in our hand to currently get rid of it at all. He's going to shield it. Okay, so he's going to draw another one, which makes it so that card's going to cost 1 less. So that's a pretty good play on his behalf. The fact that I cannot kill it this turn means it's going to be able to ping off twice. So Hellfire only brings it to 4, and again, we still have no resources to get rid of it. So, you could Draxus. That'd be kind of pointless. The Giant. And then heal. Get out of the range of, if he swings, you'd have to do 9 damage. Not that Priest is normally known for dealing high amounts of damage quickly, but it still gets us out of that, you know, the danger range, which is, you know, could be bad. And the fact that we need it, we could have played like a Giant and a, oh god, Villain's Chosen. Now it's actually big game Hunter meat, so that's actually not too bad. So from here, I expect him to probably attack into the Giant, and he hasn't used Holy Nova yet or Light Bomb, so he actually could Light Bomb here, and that'd be fine. But obviously he's going to do something with the Giant. The only thing that I can see doing, killing the heal bot as well as, okay, Holy Nova, which makes sense because he used Velen, so it's actually going to do 3 instead of the original 2. He's going to end his turn, but now he's actually prime big game Hunter meat. A Lamau. Alright, big game Hunter, target that Emperor. Going down, buddy. Got the Emperor in my sights. And then Dr. Boom, and end our turn. So we're at 19 health. We're sitting pretty. He's got 3 cards in hand and just a 3/4 on the field. And we still have Lord Draxus, Sylvanas. We have so many cards, and he still has to get through our other Fugin, which can summon, again, a Thaddeus. And he's already used 1 Shadow Ward Death, and I'm assuming he's also running 1 Light Bomb. So there's 2 huge, one you know, get rid of a big creature, and then there's the other one that gets rid of all the big creatures as long as their attack is bigger than their defense. So we'll just kind of play accordingly, and I think this game is pretty much in the bag. So it looks like he has a pretty big field here, but it's really not that big. It's not that scary. It's not that scary at all. The Giant is nice. So I see a Hellfire. But that would only really kill. Let's see what this... Could passive or see where this bomb hits. Because we definitely want to be able to play the Giant sometime soon. Sure, the Shadow Flame's awesome. What could we play the Shadow Flame with? I think we could play, yeah, the Shredder. And since everything has 4 HP and the Shredder has 4 attack, I think the Shadow Flame and the Shredder makes a valuable trade there. And the Shredder also brings out another card. Ooh, that's cool. Nice. So it's now his 3 cards to our 3 cards on field and a 7 cards in hand. I don't see this guy coming back. The Ysera is a potential problem. Normally you want to do like a Sylvanas the Windrunner and Shadow Flame combo to be able to kill Sylvanas, kill all other 5 drops, and if anything lives, normally like a Ysera or some card with a lot of HP, you'll be able to take that and clear field. But unfortunately we already used that, so we're definitely going to play Sylvanas here without a doubt to get the possibility of getting a Ysera, depending on how this bomb lands. If this bomb hits the Ysera for 4, we might just take it out, but it doesn't. Okay. So we're going to swing, yeah, so if we help, there's really no way to kill Ysera, it's always going to end up with 1 HP. So I think we just Windrunner, and then we give the Windrunner Taunt. Because if we Hellfire for 4, it brings it down to 8, the 1/1 dies, and we hit it with our 7, and it has 1 HP. If we hit it with the 1/1, it has 11, we hit it for 7, and then we do 3, it's still at 1. So either way, the Ysera is at 1 HP. So there's no point. But if the Sylvanas comes out, we have the potential to take Ysera, which I don't find. I find nothing wrong with that. Ysera is a good card. That's a value card. So let's do that. And then, do we kill the 2/2? I don't think we kill the 2/2. I don't think there's a reason to kill the 2/2. In this situation, remember when I said you have the option to kill a creature and or go face? In this situation, we can go face because there's really nothing he can do here, and we want to threaten lethal the next turn. So not 100% rule on that, you know, kill creature or go face. It always depends. Not everything is clear cut as that in Hearthstone, but for the most part, just think before you do it. And there was really no, what the fuck? He's just going to give me his Ysera. The only reason he'd do this is if he's Light Bomb. So that would kill my Dr. 7, my 1/1, not my 2/3. Oh, Ysera awakens. Okay. That would make sense. But it doesn't damage Ysera. So what else do you have? Okay, the Blackwing Corruptor, which tells me that's a dragon in your hand, which is probably either Chromacus or Chill Maul or Neff. Alright, so from here, there's a lot of shit we can do. Alright, so swing. Yeah, we swing Face, Hellfire, and Dark Bomb. That's a game. Yeah. Nice. So that wraps up the 3 wins with the Renolock. Really fun deck to play. A really different deck to play, to be completely honest. This isn't normally a deck we'd be used to by our. But this isn't a normal deck that we can say we've kind of played before, because there's really no other deck like a one-of deck. Reno Jackson definitely opened up a lot of potential to play decks that normally you'd never play or have a reason to play. Along with this, he's very effective if you're going against Freeze Mage, which seems to be very, very popular lately. And of course, any sort of rush deck, if you draw into Reno, it's very difficult for anybody if you're below 10 health and you go back up and heal for 20 plus HP. That's a lot of damage they now have to, do to you once more, because normally when you are going against a rush deck, they use all of their cards to deal that 30 damage, and by the time they win the game, they only have maybe 1 or 2 cards in their hand, if none, and all their cards are on the field. So if you can live past that initial bump in their whole explosive damage, and they just run out of steam, Reno's just gonna fucking wipe the floor with them. So definitely a deck you need to keep your eye on. If you have the cards, build it. I know it's a tad bit expensive. When I say a tad, it's pretty fucking expensive, because it is a Warlock deck, which had a lot of the higher legend Lord Draxus and Mal'Ganis. Those are 2 legendaries you can't really go without. The Giants are epic. Reno Jackson, you have to buy the expansion. The Emperor comes in the prior expansion, and the Fugan comes from Naxxramas. You actually have to have all of the adventure modes to build this deck, which is kind of a turn away from a lot of new players. But at the same time, even if you're a new player and you can't build the deck, at least knowing what kind of decks are out there, like this Reno deck, I'm sure is out there somewhere. There are people playing Renolock, and so at least if you know that this is how this deck is run and it's built, you can play against it. So not only when you're playing Hearthstone, this is totally off topic, but for those of you still here and you're looking to get better, even if you do not have the cards to build the decks that I'm playing, at least knowing that deck is out there and how it plays kind of tells you how you can play against it to beat it. So let's say you have no idea how to play, you have no idea how to play a Control Warrior, you have no intention of playing Control Warrior, but you're always losing to Control Warrior. See how the deck is played, see what's in it, and then from there you're able to have a better understanding of how the deck plays, how it's run, and how you then can beat it, because you know what to expect. But if you have no idea what to expect and no idea the deck exists and you just keep losing to it, you're never going to get any better. So that's a small little kind of tangent rant there, but is really helpful. I mean, you have to know your deck along with your opponents. It's just one of those things that it's a knowledge-based games, and just practicing and trying to get better and just constantly, wanting to do better and learning about the game will make you a better player. So with all of this said, thank you for stopping by the end. Thank you for watching another one of our deck guides. As always, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.